you, good people? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you are doing fantastic. I am good, I am well. My name is Zawadi Rose, and this is Plants and Plugs. This is year 2025, and I definitely don't have to end the year without giving you as many plants and plugs as possible. And as I always say, please feel free to share with me down in the comment section. Feel free to say anything about any topic that I'll be bringing on board. Today, I want to talk about buying land. I've talked about, in a few videos, I've talked about buying land, specifically in Malindi. But today, I want to kind of talk about buying land generally. And I want to talk about three things. I know there are so many factors that you consider when you're buying land, very many factors. But there are three important things that I want to talk about among the big list of things to watch out for. And this I want to talk about because I have been here in Malindi and I've seen some of the challenges that are here, and this also applies to other parts of the country. Now, number one factor that you have to look at, please my people, do not buy any piece of land minus seeing the title deed. Before you think of buying that land, doesn't matter how cheap it is, doesn't matter how expensive it is. I know there are all these things that people talk about. Land is so cheap, land is so cheap, land is so cheap. Yes, I know. In Malindi, in some areas, especially the rural areas, definitely the land is cheap. But do not dare pay any amount of money to anybody without checking if actually the title deed is there. Make sure that the title deed is there, and also check to confirm that that title deed actually is for that particular piece of land. What that means is that you need to know what is the land number, okay, or what is the plot number. Okay, you definitely have to check so that even if you're given a title, then you have verified that that title is actually for that particular piece of land. That might require you to actually see the map of that particular area that you're buying land from. Now, I don't know how you're going to do that, but maybe I could say this. You need to try as much as possible to get the map of that area. For example, where I live, I have the map because the maps are always there. You have to make sure you don't use shortcuts because most of the people buy land through shortcuts. You have your agent, you have the brokers, or you just have friends who tell you so and so is selling land, but you don't take the step of actually checking or asking, is the title deed there? Is it available? Does it actually belong to that land? Because you can be given a title deed because you're insisting for one, but make sure you check that title deed is actually, if it is written land number 340, make sure that you have seen the beacon of that particular 340 piece of land. Don't just be given title deeds. I know land cases are just crazy. If you have to go to the land registrar's office, please use your money to do your due diligence before. You might think that the land is just 200,000 shillings. That's not much. That is a lot of money. Spending it will take you a very short time, but getting it might take you a very long time. So be careful with your money. Doesn't matter how cheap you think the land is. That is number one. I talked about the title deed. Number two, make sure that there are no squatters in that piece of land. That is very common here in Malindi because most of the land was given out by the government and there were people already living in that particular land. So there are people who are still in these pieces of land. So you have a land, somebody is selling it to you, they were given freely by the government, or they gave out their IDs and they were given 5 acres, 7 acres, 15 acres, 10 acres free land. And they have never been there. They have never checked the land. They have never gone there to check, and there are people living there. So please make sure, if it's someone directing you to buy the land, if you can't go there in person, especially for people who are abroad, make sure you send someone. Go and check. Let them check for you. Are there squatters in that land, because ikifika stories za squatters, now that is a different story altogether. That is a different story altogether. It's going to be a lot of work to kick the squatters out. So make sure you're buying land where there are no squatters. And if you really need that piece of land and you find that there are squatters, make sure that you talk to them, see how you can agree. I don't know, there's issues on compensation. That is quite tricky. So if you're not out for such cases, you're not out for dealing with squatters, please, as I said, do your due diligence, make sure there are no squatters in that land. Number 3, which should have been by number 2, is doing a search for the title deed. How can you be given a title deed and you don't do the extra work of doing a search? My friend, make sure you do a title deed search. I know people wonder. I also didn't know. I've been learning so many things about land now that I'm here, and now that I've found myself in a situation where I'm buying land or somebody wants to buy land, blah, blah, blah. And I've also found myself doing a search, a title deed search. Why do you have to do that? You have to know actually that title deed belongs to that particular piece of land. You have to know, maybe the title deed, it's there, it's genuine. Yes, it's original, it's genuine. That is something else you need to check. Check if it's genuine, it's original. And also, the title deed might be original, but the person selling you the land has already used the title deed to take a loan. Take a loan from the bank or take a loan from wherever other place, and you have no idea. So you're there, you've bought your land, you've been given the title deed, and blah, 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 and everything has happened. You're done with the seller, and now you're there 2 years, 3 years down the line, the bank comes for the land. What are you going to do? They're going to ask you, didn't you do a search? How do you buy land without verifying if the title deed is clean? Clean doesn't just mean that it is original. Clean doesn't mean that it belongs to that person. Clean does not mean that it belongs to that piece of land physically. Like, I'm selling you land number 300, number 600, number 1. Make sure you go to that place, see for yourself that is the land number 1 that I'm selling to you. Okay, I know there are other things about the chiefs and everything, but I think these are 3 really important points that you have to consider. I said number 1, make sure that you see the title deed, the original. I know when you're asking for a title deed, normally we'll send you a photocopy, but make sure also after the photocopy you've seen the original, because so many people could just be having the photocopy, so you cannot buy land because you've seen the photocopies. Number 2, which should have been a number 3, is I said make sure you go for the title deed search. Verify, is there has the owner of the land taken a loan and all those things. Number 3, make sure that there are no squatters on that piece of land, because squatter drama is drama on another level, and I have seen it, I've witnessed it, not once, twice, thrice, so many times. Please, and it happens in so many areas in our country. So make sure there are no squatters on that land. If you'd like me to talk about anything else, anything land, especially here in Malindi, feel free to ask me in the comment section. And I want to say big up to all my friends who have joined the Malindi community. Welcome. This is home. This is sweet. I love it because it's always warm and cool. Karibu sana. To our new subscribers, welcome. Please feel free to share this video, like it, subscribe if you've not subscribed. This will help to grow the channel, and I will see you on the next one. My name is Zawadi Rose, and this is Plants and Plugs. Bye.